People, just some random thoughts I was having today. I was putting together a course, and I'll tell you some of the things you shouldn't do when you're putting together your course. First and foremost, you definitely want to sit down and think about exactly what it's going to be about, which I did. But then you want to write out the structure, which I did. But then you want to make sure that you go in enough depth that it provides value and service and, you know, deep enough information that people are really interested in it, which I kind of did. So I'm reassessing my course right now, which while I'm talking to you, keep your eyes and ears open because I'm coming out with a reversing aging video that's going to be off the chain. If you want to look like me, I'm like 90 years old. Nobody believes it. If you want to look like that, there's a lot of things you can do to take care of yourself. All, of course, starting with your mind. Which brings me to the next point. The mind. Think about this. Notice how I said think about this. Because every single thing that we do in our life starts with our mind. It starts with our beliefs. It starts with our thoughts. What we believe we can and can't do. And just the kind of thoughts we're having each day. You have to kind of evaluate what you think about each day. Now, we all know there's studies out there that talk about the average person has 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And some of them are subconscious or unconscious thoughts, which means you don't realize that you're having those thoughts. But what do you think about most of the time? When you think about changing your life and changing your mindset, you have to be conscious of what thoughts you're having. And you have to also produce some thoughts that are going to change your reality. Like, for example, let's go back to the aging thing. If you want to look younger and feel younger and be younger, you can't keep thinking about your birthday and this is most of the time this is subconscious. So I'm going to dig something up for you right here. Because most of us don't realize that society kind of programs us to age. When you see people on TV, all different ages. But there was a study of this lady some years ago. It wasn't really a study, it was a situation that occurred where she, as a young lady, her lover left her. And it's a true story. And she just stood in the window waiting for him to come back. She stood in the window for 50 years. And then when people saw her, some scientists and doctors saw her, and they're like, I don't know how they got about talking about her age, but she was actually 70 years old, but she didn't look a day over 20. She didn't have any wrinkles, she didn't have any gray hair. And this was all based on what was happening in her mind. So the reason I bring this story up is to let you know that we all have that same ability. We don't have to accept what we're told by other people. Your mind is your power. And so also realize this. That's why we have so many influences and suggestions coming at us every day. Because somebody's trying to influence what you think. But let me just say it like this. If you don't feel good about yourself, you don't feel good about your life, then you probably need to look at what you're thinking about every day. Because your life should be enjoyable every day. You shouldn't be struggling. You shouldn't be under stress all day, every day, because stuff is not the way you want it to be. Who do you think is going to make it the way you want it to be? Somebody else? That's up to you. And so again, this experience that you're having is based on what you believe. That's been proven as well. Looking at Neville Goddard, looking at Joseph Murphy, there's literally hundreds of people that have been talking about this for thousands of years. It's even in the Bible. But the point is, it all stems or starts with your mind and what you believe. So when you have beliefs, and I know I'm kind of getting off a little bit, but this is part of this topic, you have to determine where those beliefs came from. Where do your beliefs come from? Do you determine what your beliefs are going to be and then live from that? Like, for example, do you believe that, every day I'm getting younger, not older, every day I'm getting younger? Or do you not even on a conscious level recognize what's happening? Because if you look in the mirror and you're getting older every day, then there's a belief that you're supposed to get older every day. Reason being, the reason I mentioned that lady with she had a mental illness situation where she stood in the window and just every day for 50 years, but her body didn't age because she didn't believe that she was aging. It was all in her mind. Now let me give you another example. These are things you can look up, and in some future videos, I will give you the documentation of these situations as well. But there are people that have multiple personalities. And I mean, it can shift that fast. Like they have a personality that's perfectly healthy. They have a personality that has high blood pressure. They might have a personality that has heart disease. They might have a personality that has diabetes. And when they shift from one personality to the next, I mean, within seconds, that condition is gone. So again, your mind is your tool that you do everything with. And if you're not in control of your mind, then you're not in control of your life and your body, your health, and your situation. It's so important to investigate the power of the mind and then utilize that. Learn how to use your mind to your own benefit. This is so important and so powerful. And it's history. It's science. Even in quantum physics, the reality that we exist in talks about how the thoughts that you have affect the effects of reality. Not the effects of reality, but how reality unfolds. So it's up to you to be in control of your mind, of your thoughts, of your beliefs. And it said that a belief is it's a thought that you have like accepted. So if a belief is just a thought that you've accepted, then you can change your beliefs whenever you get ready. But if you're not happy with your life, if you're not happy with your health, then look at what you're thinking about. Look at how you think. Look at what you believe. Because thoughts are kind of a reflection of your beliefs. So it's really about what you believe. And then it's not even really about where those beliefs came from. It's about changing them if they don't serve you. So those are just some thoughts I had. And I'll just end it by saying that it's important to make sure you feel good every day. And if you don't, why not? What's stopping you? All right. Hope you found that interesting, that little ramble I just did. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that. That's one of my favorite topics, the power of the mind. We should all be interested in our minds and not letting, all of the forms of influence suggest what we think and what we believe. And that's what happens every day. It's a challenge. It is a challenge because that's what we've been exposed to most of our life. I said I was going to end this, but I'm going to end it with this really. And then I want you to research this. The Pope said this years ago. He said, give me a child till they're 7 years old and I'll show you the man. Because for those first 7 years, the beliefs are being established. The fundamental beliefs of what a person is going to accept as their guidance in their life is being established for the first 7 years. So if you can take that child for the first 7 years, and our parents are the ones that are doing that for us right now. As a child, your parents instill their morals, their values, their beliefs in you. And then that's pretty much where everybody stays. But you can change those. You get to decide what you believe. So like I said, if you're not happy, if you don't feel good about your situation, then you need to do some introspection and find out why not. All right, talk to you later. Ciao.